Let's talk about the next steps politically after Senator McCain's death. Correspondent Peter Doocy is in Arizona tonight. Good evening, Peter.
Good evening, Brett. There has been a ton of talk about Cindy McCain possibly being appointed to succeed her husband in the Senate, and today a spokesman for the family deflected questions about whether or not she wants the job, but did say that the late Senator McCain favored a different demographic.
I think a Hispanic woman probably would have been his pick for a successor if he'd lived long enough to, had the opportunity.
Arizona's Governor Doug Ducey says he's going to wait until after McCain's funeral to name a successor, though. Brett?
What about, there's also obviously a primary tomorrow to replace retiring Senator Jeff Flake.
Yes, and the candidate whose poll numbers were once so high that they were seen as part of the reason that Flake decided to retire, Dr. Kelli Ward, is taking heat tonight because she wrote on Facebook, or she was believed to suggest on Facebook, that the announcement about McCain's cancer treatment ending was timed to hurt her campaign. She says now she sees how that message could be misunderstood, but denies the sentiment.
I was saying that there is a concerted effort out there to turn everything that we do back to the negative. And if you look at the press and you look at the social media over really the last 3 years since I started running against Senator McCain. And I ran against Senator McCain not because I dislike him as a person, but because I dislike his policies. I dislike his votes.
The front runner now in this race, Congresswoman Martha McSally, is confidently looking past the primary and to the Democrat running unopposed, Congresswoman Kyrsten Sinema.
I know the price of freedom. While we were in harm's way in uniform, Kyrsten Sinema was protesting us in a pink tutu and denigrating our service.
President Trump has not made an endorsement in this race, but he has pardoned one of the candidates for criminal contempt, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who insists he'd be the most different than retiring Senator Flake.
I'm not going to go in front of the Senate and start bad-mouthing our commander-in-chief or criticizing him for everything he does. That's not going to happen with me. If I got a problem with the president, we'll go in the back door, talk about it.
You turn on the local news here in Arizona, almost no talk about the primary. It has been completely eclipsed by coverage celebrating John McCain's life, but the lack of attention might not make much of a difference because the Secretary of State's office tells us that a majority of ballots have already been mailed in. Brett?
Peter Doocy live in Tempe, Arizona. Peter, thanks.